Welcome to the last episode of this series where I try to talk every single day for at least 10 minutes straight without cuts, without edits, without a script, without nothing. Just me and my thoughts, exposing them directly in one single take to the iPhone camera and putting myself in this uncomfortable situation of showing you the dark side, the part B of the entrepreneurship world that we live in. I'm showing you how is the journey of a content creator slash YouTuber slash filmmaker slash editor slash entrepreneur. And here I am, here you see me in this 10 square meter room, creating my stuff. Just going through another day of work, of 12-hour shifts. And I've seen a lot of progress. First of all, it's crazy that I've done this exercise. It's so hard for me to show up every single day, to talk to the camera every single day, because I'm an introvert. I'm a really shy person. First of all, let me sit on this camera because it's overheating as fuck. And it's so hard for me as a shy person, as an introvert, to talk to the camera and publish it on YouTube every single day and get 5, 10 views and people not caring about me. The algorithm is not caring about me because that is not the intent of this channel. That is not why I created it in the first place. I don't want views. I want just to document this journey and to show how it really is, because nobody is doing that. Nobody is showing the raw reality of creating someone as a young person which is broke in this situation, which is a freelance filmmaker and is trying to create something with a YouTube channel, which is crazy. Because I'm an immigrant, I come from Ukraine. When I was 6 years old, I moved here to Spain, and I've been basically living in this room since 2015. So 10 years passed by, I've achieved great things because I decided to fuck the regular system and the college and all of that. I said just fuck it, and I will pursue this dream that I have to make a living out of my passion, which is cameras, which is creating videos, which is just creating content, visuals, create stuff that I like. That is basically the idea. And after a whole month of talking to the camera, I realized that in this life you just need 2 things, 2 simple steps that you need to follow to be happy, to not feel depressed, to feel a little bit better with yourself, to feel that it's worth to wake up every single day. And they are more simple than you can think. Obviously, I didn't achieve them yet. I am now at the peak of my life. I'm now happy every single day. And that is not the intent that I have. Those 2 things that you need to acquire, that you need to search for, that you need to pursue are: the first one is to have a purpose, to have a goal, to have a dream, to have a mission. For example, in my case, I have the cameras and YouTube and filmmaking and making a living out of this, of a creative thing. That is my main mission, which luckily, I was blessed to get it really young. I got this vision when I was 15, 16. I started to get into cameras, I started to get into music, into art, into drawing, into tech, into all of this. When I was really young, instead of just going outside and playing with the kids and being like a regular, normal child that goes out there and hang out with friends, I was here sitting in front of YouTube, exploring the possibilities of what could I do with my life. So, first step, done. I found finally something worth fighting for. I found a mission that wakes me up every single day out of my bed. That, by the way, I sleep on a mattress on the floor, because you can probably notice that there is no bed in this room. This is my room. This is where I spent literally every single day, locked in, creating my stuff. And the second step and the second thing that you need to search for is something that I discovered recently, really recently in these last few months, and it's something that changed my life completely. And I've already talked about it in a previous video on this channel. And it's people. I've always been a really lonely person. I've always thought that I'm a lone wolf and I have to do everything by myself, and there's literally no one in this world that understands me and that will help me and that will save me and that will cheer me up and that will like bet on me and that want to see me good in life in general. And I found it. I found one person that helped me a lot, and I've realized that I've always had people by my side. And I was so ignorant to think that I'm alone and that nobody cares about me. And I've realized that I've always had those people. So you don't need to search for these two things at the same time, and don't think that if you find these two things, it's over, your life is guaranteed to be successful and happy and your life is done. Far from that, far from reality. So when I was really young, I started pursuing this dream of a filmmaking career that I think that I achieved to a certain degree. So lately I've been feeling frustrated and lost in life, and now understanding what's the next step. So that's where I found my partner, my girl, which is currently motivating me every single day to keep going, and she's pushing me and she is believing in me more than myself. Every single time that I'm feeling down and I'm feeling lost and I don't understand what's the next step and what should I do next, she's always just cheering me up, she's lifting me up, and she helping me a lot. So finding yourself a person that believes in you, it's the biggest blessing that you can have on this earth. Because first of all, you need to find that mission. If you don't have that mission, you are completely lost in life, you don't know what to do. Why would you wake up for? Like just going to study and searching for a job and that's it. For me, that it's not a way of living. That it's completely boring, that's depressing. And I tried to do that and I fell into the biggest depression of my life. So after you find that purpose and the meaning of your life and you try to pursue it, you will get into a point where you realize that you can't reach bigger limits because you don't have people by your side. So you need to find those who will believe in you more than you do. And an extra step, and the third one, is to believe in something, to believe in God, or you can believe in the universe, or you can believe in karma, and you can believe in the energies that move stuff and energy in the world and all of that. I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but you need to trust in something and you need to understand that everything happens for a reason, that there is a destiny, that your life goes through a path, and that everything that happens in life, it happens for a reason. Trust me. In the darkest moments, like you think that everything is pointless, you think that everything is a disaster, that you are a disgrace, that everything is bad, that the world is not fair, that you should deserve more. But without those dark periods of your time, those dark periods of your life, you wouldn't progress. You won't progress without those crises, you know? Those are the exact moments where you evolve, where you learn. Because if you are the same person and everything is fine, you have everything figured out, in 20 years from now on, like you will be the same person. What's the point in that, of being the same person for the rest of your life? You need to change, you need to evolve, you need to learn things, you need to learn from every single failure that you have in life. You know? Don't be afraid of failing. Like that should be your main mission and your main purpose in life, to fail a lot, to commit a lot of mistakes, because you learn from the mistakes, you don't learn from the wins. So go out there. If you're depressed in the room right now, if you have no purpose in life, go out there and try new things. Try maybe skateboard, try playing the guitar like I did when I was 12 years old. Try stuff that you think you would like to do. Just go ahead and try new things. Once you find something worth Once you find that thing, maybe you will change the direction, but your dream should stay the same for a reasonable long period of time. Like if you change your dream every single day, that is not a dream, that is just, I don't know what. Those are just flames inside of your brain that are lighting up and disappearing. But if you have a bigger purpose, if you have a bigger desire of providing and giving value to the people and creating something interesting that can bring something into this world that we have. If you have that, trust me, you have 50% of the job done. The rest is just executing and continuing with your plan. You should have a plan at some point. You can't just go with the flow and just keep going depending on how you're feeling or how life puts everything at you. You need to have a plan at a certain point. At the beginning it's harder, obviously, because you don't understand nothing, you don't have nothing in your mind. But when you reach a certain point of your life, when you reach a certain level, you need to structure everything and decide what are the next steps. Other people shouldn't decide your next steps. You need to decide by yourself, because you are the own responsible on your own fate and on your own destiny. Once you have that first step done, try to find yourself some people, some really good people that are positive and that are not destroying you and your beliefs and that are not pulling you down and that are collaborating to your success. That is the success, in my opinion, in life. Success is just having a mission and having people by your side that are trying to help you. Because we, as men, biologically, we are made to hunt, to just search for something to provide for our families. So if you decompose it in the simpler things that you can do, those are just a prey and people to provide for. So the way we have adapted that into the modern society is just men making money and people that we are giving that money to. So if you don't have a family, if you don't have any kind of people by your side, you will feel sad for the rest of your life, because you will have no one to share your success with, no one to share the fruits of your labor. But in the first place, you have to find that labor where you want to work. And obviously, you could just focus on money. Like there's people that their main purpose in life is just making more money. But I'm not that kind of person. I have a different kind of passion. There are some people that generally their passion is to make money, just to search for the most amount of wealth that they possibly can. And if that's what makes them feel motivated every single day, all right, fine, good for them. I'm happy for them. But that is not my passion. You need to find yours. You don't need to search for other people's passions. You don't need to listen to other people. You need just to reflect on yourself, to study yourself, to analyze yourself, to be introspective, you know? Being an introvert is great. At the beginning of my life, I thought that I was just a weird guy. I was just way too shy. But it's great to overthink. At some point you need to act, but it's great to think. Just sit and think. The phones and Instagram and social media and TikTok are prying us from doing that. They're taking away that crazy part that we have as humans, which is our conscious mind and reasoning and thinking and analyzing. That is insane, the power we have. Our brains are limitless, have limitless power, and we should use it instead of just consuming and just diving ourselves into endless dopamine and just doing that on repeat, on autopilot, and just drowning ourselves into other people's lives. We should drown ourselves in our own thoughts, but people nowadays are too scared of that. They are too scared of being by themselves, alone. You need to pass through that situation where you are completely alone and you are just locked in with your own thoughts, with no distractions. You just need to think about life. That is great. It's a great exercise, so I really recommend you to do it in your own way. Maybe you can do videos like me and talk to the camera. Maybe you can do a journal. If it's better for you, you can just write whatever you're feeling, whatever you're going through. Maybe you can do music. Maybe you can just write a song about how you're feeling. Maybe you can draw. Maybe you can, I don't know, write an essay. Maybe you can write something on the internet. Maybe you can write a tweet. Maybe you can make an Instagram post. Maybe you can make TikToks talking about your life. Like, you should canalize, you say it that way? You should focus and create a funnel of thoughts in your life and put everything into one single place and analyze it from the side. This is great because I've just gone through all of my videos of this series today and I've analyzed it. By the way, is this still recording? Yeah, 17 minutes. I think this will be the longest video I've ever done in this series. So, those are my conclusions on this series. I'm really happy about me doing it. I think it was great. And someone put a comment on the latest one or on some of these videos, and is that eventually I will achieve great things because I'm 100% sure of myself and I believe in myself. Eventually I will get to some point, I will achieve maybe like wealth or recognition or any kind of fame or something like that. And people will say, you are an overnight success, or it was all given to you, or like you got lucky or something like that. That's why I made this channel with this banner. The banner of this channel, if you just go inside and look at it, it says work versus luck. Let me show it to you. Because the only way that you can succeed in life is with this method. You have two choices: to just sit around, sit in your bed, watching TikTok, and wait for the perfect moment, and wait for some kind of magic to change your life completely, or you can just put a little bit of work every single day into some kind of direction that you want. Because you should want to change your life. If you think that everything is great and if you're super grateful, way too grateful for the place you're in, then you won't be able to do anything to change that. In my example, I'm super grateful of having this 10 square meter room where I can work and I can create my stuff. But at the same time, I'm super uncomfortable here and I want to change it and I want to go to a different place and I want to move and be in a better place. It's not the same being happy with what you have than being grateful with what you have. I'm grateful for this, but I'm at the same time aspiring for more. But if I would be just happy here and I would be perfect here, then I wouldn't be doing any of this, of this, of this. I wouldn't be doing nothing. I would just wake up every single day and be happy, and that's it. So both sides are negative. If you're waking every single day and being depressed and hating your life completely to every single detail, that is terrible. Being depressed is the worst thing on earth. You shouldn't do that. Sometimes it's necessary, but at the same time, being way too happy with what you have and way too comfortable and everything fine and all of that, cut the bullshit. Just be in the middle, find some balance. You will always go from one side to another a little bit, but just be in the middle. At the same time, you need to be grateful, and at the same time, you need to be uncomfortable with the way you are. So that friction generates movement into your desired direction, into your future, into going forward. And the second part is having people by your side and God, in my case. So that is the conclusion of the series. I got this thought yesterday of just doing a video talking about the conclusions and the results of talking to the camera every single day. So I'm really happy about this, and I don't know what I will be doing next on this channel. I want to pause it a little bit. I don't want to keep myself in this loop of just talking shit to the camera every single day. I want to create something more interesting and possibly more engaging for the audience, possibly more engaging for the algorithm, because this is good content. It's not my problem that people are way too fucked with dopamine and with the attention span less than a golden fish, something like that. I'm just doing my content, I'm just doing my journal here, I'm just publishing it on YouTube, and I have great proof of how this dark side of entrepreneurship looks like. So eventually, if I succeed in this path that I'm building for myself, I will have the exact proof of how I did it. This will be priceless in few years. So I really recommend you doing this kind of exercise. I really recommend you to stay tuned with this channel, with my main account, where I will be putting a lot of workout this month. I will be doing, by the way, a digital product launch on Black Friday. I'm saying it here, I'm spoiling myself, I'm talking it before doing it, so I have that pressure of, I have already said it, how could I not do it? That is actually a great advice for you. Say publicly what you want to do, so you are ashamed of yourself if you don't accomplish that. That was it. I'm not going more longer with this video. That was it for this series. I'm really sad, but I have finished, and it passed so fast. Actually, I've changed a lot in my life this last month. I have realized so many things. I'm super grateful for being able to do this. And that was it. That was the last day of this 30-day series of talking every single day to the camera for at least 10 minutes without script, without cuts, without nothing. And I think I really improved in it. I think I'm talking every single time a little bit better, at least 1% better every single day. So thank you for watching. If you got to this point, if you watched the whole series, you're crazy, bro. Congratulations. And stay tuned and see you in the next one.